Welcome to African Living Abroad. I am Jamhuri, and I'm here to share my international experiences, build bridges between cultures with the hope of making the world a better place. Yes, I consider myself a social observer, an interpreter of social events, a commentator, and a storyteller. Today is Bob Marley Day. It is February 6th, 2024. And this year I decided that I'll do a video about him and to share 5 ways that he impacted my life and why he was considered a dangerous man. Okay, I've grown to really understand Bob Marley's music over the years, and I think this year is when I want to dedicate this message to him as a gratitude for what I've learned through his music. And I'll go right into the video. And the first one is that I understood through his music that he was an awakened or enlightened teacher. And a person who is enlightened may not be understood right away, okay? And it has something to do with spirituality. It has something to do with also what I call a prophetic message, okay? And these messages come from God, and God can choose anyone to speak through. And Bob Marley understood the politics of his time, and he understood the plight of the people of African descent, and that was scattered throughout the Caribbean and America. And he understood the system that was behind it. And his message as a teacher was to awaken the people of African descent, to point them back to Africa and to show them where the problems are coming from and why wherever they go, they are poor and they are oppressed. So I believe that his message was first to the African people, but it caught on, okay, because there are more people than Africans who went through the same oppressive system. And so it caught up with a lot of people, okay? And so he understood the politics also. So to be an enlightened being, you understand things from many levels. And so that's how I got to understand his message, the more I listened to his music every day. Secondly, because he understood this message very well, it's about who an underlying enemy is of poverty, of oppression, of preventing people, a certain demography of people. We would talk about maybe Black people specifically. And his message was of resistance. He did not want to keep perpetrating that. And so he was trying to awaken the African people or people of African descent to resist the continuation of the oppressive system. And he was also teaching the history of the America, okay, the Americas. And he was teaching the history of the people, things that are not written in books. He was also calling out the omission of history of African heroes. When I talk about Africa, I would like to just include everyone of African descent. So for me, it's interchangeable, and I hope that's okay with you. And I never understood the song Buffalo Soldier until I watched a documentary about the Buffalo Soldiers. And so there's a lot of omission of African history, or the history of people of African descent that was intentionally hidden. And so by him highlighting the Buffalo Soldiers, people that are aware of that story of the soldiers, I believe that they found heroes from among their people. And because of this awakening of a voice among the people who are oppressed, and because it caught on worldwide. You know, I consider it, it's like a wildfire, okay? If a wildfire goes through a neighborhood or through the woods, it has to be stopped, okay? Immediately. And so this voice was spreading like crazy. And it was going to engulf a lot of people, okay? And I think that if this message or this voice was not silenced, and I'm implying something that I will talk about very soon, I believe that it was going to engulf the minds of the people, okay? Not only people of African descent, but oppressed peoples. And when their minds are engulfed by a powerful voice, a powerful message that they identify with, guess what? I think that fire was going to burn out the system, the oppressive system. And that's where I consider that Bob Marley's message was very dangerous. And there are people that are speculating that Bob Marley's death, I believe age 32, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, considering that right now, when I look back, I think that is a very young age, because many of us, even though he was older than us, we have outgrown him and we are older than him now. And looking back, I think he died at a very young age. And so there are many documentaries that are saying, no, Bob Marley did not die a natural death, that he was taken out because of this message, this dangerous message. And if you ask me what I think about it, at this time, right now, February 12th, 2024, and with the message of Bob Marley behind me or in my spirit empowering me, I would say that he was taken out. And why do I say that? There are many resistant voices, okay? Voices of resistance that we have seen even in USA. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and we have African heroes where I grew up in Kenya. When their voices rose, and many of them were young, they did not live long. They were assassinated, okay? And the assassination of African leaders anywhere is very common. And when you study now the ways that people are taken out, it may not be so obvious. But when you look at those things, you compare the message, you compare the person, you compare the what he's speaking against, you do the math properly, you can conclude that he was taken out, okay? Because he was a dangerous man. And there you have it, okay? And I'm going to say this because when you listen to Bob Marley's music, it makes you, enables you to be convinced of your message, okay? You stand by your message unapologetically and fearlessly. And if you're taken out, okay, so what, okay? Bob Marley is saying that's part of the game. And that's why listening to Bob Marley is very, very dangerous, okay? Because it can change your life. And for me, it changed my life also in the way I do my videos. I need to listen to people like that because my messages are not so sweet. I call myself a social commentator, okay? An observer of different societies here in North America and in Africa and worldwide. And I see the system. Finally, I have seen the system that Bob Marley was talking about. And I resisted because it affected us in Africa and continues to affect the world, even in 2024 as we speak. So once you get this message in you, you got to speak it or it consumes you. It depresses you. These messages, powerful messages, have to be spread out, okay? And so Bob Marley knew the cost of his message. I think he was prepared for it. He knew about it. Number 3, Bob Marley's message is also about love, beautiful love, of course, between a man and a woman, but also a universal love that people around the world could understand. The song about one love, everybody's talking about that. And I believe that this message of love is so important because I see that it balances out the the resistant messages. You listen to it and it's beautiful, yes, but balance that with love. It is a very, very good equilibrium. And so I believe that he was given that message as well, to show love. And I think that we all need heroes that are loving unconditionally, loving people and saying, you know what, I am for you also. Okay. And number 4, to me, listening to Bob Marley, because I go through these phases, okay, where I pick up Bob Marley and I know where he will take me. I cannot listen to him only like one song. I listen to one album and I Google more and I consume so much and I listen to songs I've never heard about. And it changes my day. And then it continues the next day. It could last me a week listening to Bob Marley. And after I listen to him, I feel that his spirit is right around me, okay? Around me is quite alive and well. And I believe other people can understand this. Like we get cheered up to speak what we have to speak. And for me as a YouTuber, when I'm dealing with a dangerous topic or unpopular topic and I listen to Bob Marley, it's like it's telling me, go for it, go for it. And so I really feel that Bob Marley, he may be gone in the body, but his spirit is right here. And I think he's going to be with us for as long as it takes for this world to change, for this system to crumble. And I think that as we speak now, the system is crumbling before our eyes. And if you have eyes to see, ears to hear, you will understand that this system is finally falling. Okay? And I'm grateful for the voices that have gone way before us. And right here, I want to say that I first listened to Bob Marley's songs when I was in grade 5 in Kenya. Okay, it was during the time of the LP, and a neighbor, friends of mine had this record, and when we hang out together, they would be singing the song No Woman, No Cry, and it was like, wow, what is this song about? And it was like very, very weird and foreign to me. I was a young kid, okay? And Buffalo Soldier also, they sang. And I think I heard this song just a couple of times and then it was over. And fast forward to around 1995 or 94, I was on a road trip with some friends in Germany, and one of the guys put in an album of a CD of Bob Marley. And for me, it was entertainment, beautiful rhythm and everything, and I thought, yeah, great, great, great. And fast forward, 2015 or 2014, around Christmas time, winter here in Canada, I was feeling melancholic, missing Kenya. And I started to listen to different kinds of African music and whatever. And I ended up with Bob Marley. And again, I started to think there is so much to this music, but I had not really understood it. Until I think a year later, I watched a documentary about his life. And I was really shocked, like, wow, this is serious. This is serious. And I think that it's very interesting, the words that if you seek, you will find. If you seek knowledge, you will find. Whatever you seek, you will find. And so between 2016 going forward, my own awakening journey happened. And I think there I started to understand messages from different messengers. And that's how I understood Bob Marley even more and more. And as I make this video right now, I am not yet done understanding Bob Marley. And next, I'm going to talk about his spirituality. That will be point number 5. Number 5, I learned that Bob Marley was into spirituality. Okay, spirituality that is a connection between an individual and God. And it is not, it's a type of spirituality that we understand now in 2024, and more people, as they awaken into their knowledge of their own identity and direct connection to God, will only understand. If you are a person who is based on church and you think that everything is found in a church, I think you will miss my message, okay? You will miss this message. And Bob Marley, a lot of people might misunderstand his spirituality, but I do get it. I do get it. I think, as I said, I started to awaken in 2016. I awakened to my own identity as an African living in the diaspora, okay, living in Canada, and asking myself so many questions about myself, about God, about the system that Bob Marley was talking about. And I got deeper into my search for God and the meaning of what God wants to accomplish through my life, okay? Because if you watch my videos, you will see my journey that I don't consider myself a regular person, okay? I have a lot of questions and I challenge society. As I said, I'm a commentator of social events, and I'm a social observer, and I share this, you know, I have an eye for this. But more than that, when my message came, I needed to seek God more deeper, because this awakening isolates you. You become very lonely because it's a journey with a message that is not everybody will understand. And this is when I will talk about, mention Bob Marley's locks. He had big locks, and you will see a lot of people who are resistant to certain things or systems in the world, or have a voice similar to Bob Marley. You can tell also that their hairstyle changes. And for me, when I started to go on that journey, I found that the identity that I was looking for as an African, which I lost over the years, of course, through the system of brainwashing and colonization and all this, trying to erase our Africanism. As I came back to myself, guess what first came into my life? The need to embrace my kinky African hair, okay? And I started to grow it natural, but the best way I found it best is to try locks. And I've been wearing this now about 7-8 years. And it's very amazing that I feel something powerful in my hair. And I'm in the search to understand more about spirituality and hair, okay, and natural hair, and in this case, locks. And I think this is also a connection for me between me and Bob Marley, okay? Everybody who loves Bob Marley has a point of connection. And for me, of course, I've mentioned those 4 points, but one of the deep one is also the meaning of locks, okay? And every time I look at that and I listen to that music, there is something like a connection, okay? So people are starting to say we do not call this dreadlocks, okay? There is nothing to be dreaded about. It's beautiful. Locks is a hairstyle, but for me, it's more than a hairstyle. Some people have gone as far as saying that hair is like an antenna, okay? A connection between you and God, receiving intuitive messages. I like to accept that. I'm open. Maybe later on I'll talk more about this. Okay. And so those are the 5 things or lessons that I've learned from Bob Marley that have greatly impacted my life, and why, you know, understand now that he was considered a dangerous man, okay, and what happened to him afterwards. But I'm grateful, so grateful. Today I saw that there's a premiere of his movie made in Jamaica. It's called One Love, and I'm so looking forward to watching it, because we will never forget Bob Marley. He's here with us, his voice is with us, and I hope that you get encouraged. If you're someone with a voice, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be an African, somebody from African background, but we all have a connection, okay? Speak your message powerfully. Do not fear the dangers. Do not fear the risk. Do not fear that you're gonna be taken out. That is part of the game, okay? We gotta, I usually say people who have big voices, big messages, they may not last a long time, but this is life, okay? This is life, and we will know the cost, okay? Thank you so much for being here, for listening to my message. And if you like it, I would encourage you to share with other people, subscribe to my channel, and put it a thumbs up. Put a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye.